Speaking of standing out, she was on a podium in front of a brand new graduating class.
250,000 people.
250,000 people came out for this whole event.
Wow. Yeah.
No, but Kathy did her commencement speech at West Chester University.
Thank you.
Over the weekend.
And I knew you were going to kill it. I knew it was going to be great. And I said this as you were leaving on Friday, that you were more in line with what the students would be going through. Like you actually went to the school and stayed in the area and got a job. And that really is what they want to hear, your trajectory on that. I mean, you can bring in Maya Angelou, but it's really, while it might be interesting, it's not a practical...
Somebody you're going to relate to.
Right, exactly.
And I think they said that I was like the closest between graduation and coming back to speak, so it sort of spoke to them a little bit more because I wasn't so far off where students would say.
And then of course it was Gettysburg.
What year did you graduate?
2000.
Okay,
wow.
So not that long ago. Here's another text. Kathy was great on Saturday. Best part, watching the sign language interpreter trying to keep up with her.
Wow.
She was talking as fast as she does doing traffic.
A lot of people, and you know what, Steve, you said that you're going to talk faster than you think even if you're trying to slow it down. But yeah, a lot of people said that the sign language interpreter was like going crazy, and halfway through my speech, she sat down and another one had to stand up.
Take it. All right, man.
Are you now a doctor?
No.
Damn it!
I know.
That would have been so Dr. Romano.
Yeah.
No.
Dr. Romano wanted in surgery, Dr. Romano.
But you guys could still call me that if you want.
Sure. We'll get right on that.
It is wonderful to be back at West Chester University to serve as the commencement speaker for the class of 2013. Wonderful and a bit shocking, since it feels like just yesterday I was sitting where you are, but it wasn't yesterday.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you are rifling through this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just yesterday. It was blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
All right.
And so many fond memories rushed back to me as I toured the campus and the town yesterday and this morning. From the new dormitories and academic buildings to the revitalized Gay Street, there was one thing that really stuck out to me. Dollar beers at Jake's. What happened to 50 cents all day, every day?
So for anybody who isn't familiar, a lot of people know Jake's Bar. It's been 50 cents for a mug of beer, for 100 years.
Yeah.
And they just recently, January of 2012, they upped it to $1. So it was like a big deal.
That's cool. Know your audience. You spoke to them. That's
So
cool.
you led with that. That's cool. All right. Here we go.
My first bit of advice is to tell you that you've already gained a major skill set from your experience here at West Chester University over the past 4 years. Or 5 years, right? Anyone 6 years? How about 7?
Nick? Now you're in Nick's territory.
7.5.
The man I work with, Nick McElwain, almost made school his career.
A lot of people go to college for 7 years.
There was one kid that raised his hand.
They're called doctors.
Nick, I don't know if he had actually been there for 7 years, but he did raise his hand.
All right, my brother.
I wanted to be behind the scenes in the entertainment industry, but I ended up on air.
And now I'm beautiful.
And now I'm beautiful.
I'm in front of everybody.
So the sexual advances of someone behind the scenes good-naturedly steered me in this course. Hey, you're very pretty. You should be on TV. He's probably thinking I'm going to get some tonight. Little did he realize he was sending me off on my career trajectory.
A professor of mine who was probably one of my favorite professors at West Chester, Dr. Orr. He's retired now, but he was sitting in the front row, and I saw him, and he kind of gave me a smile and a little wave, and so that was really nice to see him there, yeah.
Did they have
I have no underwear.
Stop it!
Dr. Orr.
During my time at West Chester, I worked as the coat check at the Dilworth Town Inn. The owner knew the news director at NBC 10 at the time, so I would periodically ask him to call his friend at Channel 10 and get me in there for an interview.
I didn't know that. It was the connection through the Dilworth
Town Inn, which
that got you through to NBC.
Yeah, and another quick story. That owner of the restaurant heard that I was going to be at West Chester, and he sent me an email. And I haven't talked to him in years.
Underwear.
No, it didn't say that. But it was very nice to hear from him because he was one of the main reasons that I got a start. I got into Channel 10.
awesome.
I eventually secured contact information for the news director of NBC 10. I called and left a message. When he called me back, guess what? I missed the
I have
call.
no underwear.
I'll back.
As you can see, there's been a common theme throughout my life. Me dealing with men who are not wearing underwear.
word. I called, left messages, sent email, even snail mail. I did it all. And again, I was persistent, not annoying. I would alternate between a phone call and an email. I didn't contact him every week, maybe every other week. Then I waited even longer, maybe a month or so before I contacted him again.
Pause for a second, because that is a critical, and kudos to you, Kathy, for imparting that. Because it's such a fine line. Mm-hmm. Such a fine line. And you see it all the time.
Absolutely.
People who just let it breathe are more okay, because then you start to, I really should return this call. I should get back to this person. Yeah. When people try to steamroll you, a lot of times it just kills it.
4 months later, he called me back and scheduled an interview with me. I walked into his office and he said, Kathy Romano, the girl who called me.
He didn't say
all right.
Again. You ready?
Wait, what?
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Kathy Romano, the girl who calls me every week. It's nice to finally meet you. Yeah. Congratulations again. You are very special people to me. I am proud to call you fellow alumni of Westchester University. Congratulations, class of 2013.
Yeah, she is.
Thank you.
Nice. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice job, Kathy.
Thank you.
To the point, very salient advice.
Wow.